Chris Thayer, along with my husband Alan and daughter Amy. We set up the Thomas Thayer Foundation in 2014. We set the foundation up because our son Thomas died in July 2013 as the result of an accident. Thomas was 18 when he died and was a very kind and caring individual. At school, Thomas was diagnosed as having dyspraxia and attention deficit disorder. Because of the dyspraxia element of Thomas's conditions, which affected his motor skills, he started to do regular exercises from being quite a small boy. We used to do a variety of exercises with him at home, and we're a very outdoorsy family. A lot of our time was spent outdoors, doing activities and enjoying being out and about. Thomas was particularly fit and healthy and absolutely loved running, and when he was 15 he became a member of our local running club. The reason that we've set the foundation up is that we recognise how important it is for young people who have got additional needs or maybe living with difficult life circumstances, how important actually their mental health is along with their physical health. What we found with Thomas is he benefited greatly from the physical activity. It helped considerably with his coordination issues, and also being involved, doing things outside, being part of a group. What we're aiming to do as a charity is to provide that opportunity for other young people like Thomas to enjoy outdoor activities and get that mental and physical benefit. We have two projects which we are looking at the moment. The main one is to provide accommodation at Whitehall Outdoor Education Centre, which is situated just outside of Buxton in the Peak District. It's a fantastic facility where they offer a range of outdoor activities, but they need separate accommodation so that they could safely accommodate children like Thomas.
My name's Darren Hawkins. I manage Whitehall Outdoor Education Centre. I met Chris, I think it was 2015. She came up here with an idea of building a lodge for young people with additional needs, and when we talked through it we realised we both had the same sort of ideals really of promoting outdoor education and outdoor activities for young people, and both agreed with the benefits that young people got out of it. And Whitehall Centre itself, you know, has been doing that since 1951, so we've had a lot of experience in it. But we've got an old centre. It's quite difficult with regard to young people with additional needs to actually accommodate them. This facility will be absolutely fantastic, you know, to be able to accommodate young people with additional needs, but also for them to be with their friends, with their peers. They'll be with their teacher or carer as well, and so they get the full sort of residential experience as well as doing the outdoor activities as well.
I'm Sharon Stanley and I'm the coordinator for fundraising activities with the Thomas Thayer Foundation, and I'm the main contact for any individuals or groups who may want to raise money for us. I'm a mother myself, I've got two small children and they keep me active. We love the outdoors. I know many people who have had children that have taken part in the activities at Whitehall, and it's for that reason really that I believe in the aims of the charity that I became involved.
My name's Angela Crawford. I've been involved with the Thomas Thayer Foundation since it began. I've known Chris for a number of years. The reason that I got involved was that I think it's so important for young people with disabilities to have somewhere to go, to have a focus. And I realised from what Chris was saying how important it was, particularly for people with dyspraxia, to be able to go into the great outdoors. So the idea of lodges where young people could go out into the Peak District and get involved in our great outdoors was close to my heart. And what particularly spoke to me was the isolation that young people feel. I know how that feels myself, and I've seen that in other young people, and I know how difficult that can be to cope with. So to have a community that they can come into, I thought was really important.
My name's Jill Duncan and I'm the SENCO, the Special Needs Coordinator at St Thomas More School in Buxton. and we had the pleasure of Thomas's company for 5 years of his academic school life. We would really like to think that in time the Thomas Thayer Foundation will be able to help fund a privileged position for children like Thomas with any sort of disability at the Whitehall Centre. Whitehall Centre is really close to here. Lots of primary schools and secondary schools go there on activity days. The children with disabilities have always found it difficult to access this. They don't have the residential opportunities for these children. Thomas himself loved to go on residentials. Took a lot of preparation, took a lot of courage by the staff sometimes, but whenever he went, he had a fantastic time. And we'd like to think other children all over this area are going to have that opportunity in the future.
There's no accommodation like this in this area of Derbyshire, so it will be unique and, you know, to be a great resource for the local people, but also for further afield as well. We've got such a fantastic area here. We've got such brilliant natural resources for walking, for climbing, for canoeing, for caving. So all these things can be offered as well, right on the doorstep, and I think that's the unique thing about this location and about where Whitehall Centre is and where this lodge will be built.
Our second project is more long term, and that is to provide a support centre. We're aware that to get help for your child if they've got difficulties can be quite complex, and we want to provide that help and signposting for families, and also a level of support so they can talk to each other. We've found that that's really quite key in enabling people to get help and help them as a family.
So we'd like to forge partnerships with schools. The facilities at Whitehall will provide massive benefits to young people with additional needs and those from difficult life circumstances. We'd like to encourage schools to take up the Thomas Challenge, which is to raise a minimum of £1,000 over a 12-month period, and there are a number of ways that you can do that. So this can be achieved by schools holding a number of events throughout the year, or smaller schools working together to achieve the same goal. We believe lots of people working together can make a big difference.
My name's Leonie Hill and I'm head teacher of Grindleford Primary School. We took on the Thomas Thayer Challenge because I taught Thomas at Chapel-on-the-Frith Primary School when he was much younger, obviously, and wanted to do something to help in his memory because he was such a superb lad and we got so much and he gave so much that we'd like to give something back. At Grindleford we like to go out and about as much as we possibly can. One of our favourite places to go in is Whitehall, so that was an immense draw to supporting the Thomas Thayer Challenge, and I think there's a need for the facilities that the Thomas Thayer Foundation are trying to get. I'm really proud of the children at school because there are only 59 of them, and to raise £1,000 was quite a big ask and they've really got behind it, but we've done lots of little things to try and get over the fact that everybody can do a little to make a big difference.
My name's Grace and my name's Kira, and we did a sponsor silence to raise money, and so basically all day, for one whole day, we had to all be quiet.
So we're Millie and Tilly, and we organised a writing competition to raise money for Thomas Thayer.
My name's Heidi and I sat in a bath of jelly for a whole day for Thomas Thayer charity.
But then the children came up with an art competition and a writing competition and football competition, and as you can see, hockey, and we've got a sponsored swim as well coming up. So lots of things, and it's all been driven by the children. We've raised more than £1,000 in 5 months. So I'm really proud of them. Yeah.
It's doable.
It's very doable and very easy and empowering for the children.
Hi, I'm Pete Bailey from Buxton Athletic Club, and I guess my main involvement with the Thomas Thayer Foundation is through organising the annual Buxton Carnival 4-mile road race, which was the last race that Thomas ran before he died at the age of 18. We have a strong commitment in Buxton Athletic Club to junior running, very strong junior athletic club. And I guess Thomas was one of our kind of early ambassadors really in developing that role. In the carnival race, a lot of people are raising money for the foundation, Other members of the club have raised money through entering other races. I guess we feel that the run is a fantastic way of raising money for the foundation and fits in with the spirit of what Thomas was about and what the foundation stands for.
We would like to engage with other businesses and organisations to provide them with the opportunity for staff to get involved. It could be a donation, it could be to take on the Thomas Challenge. Maybe staff could volunteer for the day or hold one-off fundraising activities or give time, resource or expertise. Or it could be to choose the Thomas Thayer Foundation as their chosen charity for the year.
My particular role is to get involved with local businesses and organisations, to go out and talk to them about the Thomas Thayer Foundation and to encourage them to get involved in an initiative called the Thomas Challenge, where we're asking companies to raise £1,000 for the charity. I think it's a really exciting and innovative way for them to be able to support us actually from the workplace.
So for me, what I'd like more than anything is to encourage other people to get involved. We do need help and support, as a small charity would. The charity is a result of a tremendous loss for us, but the actual aims of the charity, we know from our own experience, will bring great benefit to young people and to their families and carers.
Thomas was a very likeable young man. He was very popular. All members of staff, all pupils in the school knew Thomas. And then when we'd heard that he'd had this terrible accident, we wanted to do something so that we would never forget that Thomas had been part of our lives. And so we named, where I'm sitting now, the Thomas Thayer Annex, which is a small room in school where some children like Thomas can come and have additional lessons, additional support in a very friendly, open environment.
Really pleased to be involved, hope to continue to be involved. I love coming to events such as this, and it's something that will remain close to my heart, and I think it's an amazing charity, and I just hope that more people will get involved, more people will come and support us.
We would love to hear from anyone who feels they could help the Thomas Thayer Foundation.